How's it going, everybody? It's Pete J for Pete_J on YouTube, Pete J Play on Twitch. And we are back on Plane Mechanics Simulator. So it must be Wednesday morning. We'll turn the music back down a little bit. I do like to have it at the beginning. It makes for a great intro, but yeah, I don't like music over the game itself. So we're back here. We are going to continue our game. Still working on the Tiger Moth. So last time it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the airfield. I think we're going 2 o'clock in the morning in the hangar, right? And then we're going 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So 2 a.m. in the hangar, we're going to start up. How's it going, everybody? It's Pete J for Pete_J on YouTube, Pete J Play on Twitch. I'm very mad. I'm very, very mad. The last job was a complete teardown and rebuild in less than 20 minutes. I did it at least 5 or 6 times. I was very irate, very mad. Ultimately, I stopped recording it and just tried to get through it to see if I could do it. Of course, I did. I didn't do it 100%. It wasn't a perfect job. I did not screw in the right magneto as well as I should have, nor did I screw in the pressure filter as well as I should have. And so that may lead to damage. But what's happened is I've been promoted. I am now with the 64th Air Force in Keeneland, and we're moving on. So we're now going to take on order number 03217 Spitfire, the serial number K9824. Our new pilot's name is Peter Calamy, and we are going to be working on a Spitfire, folks. Welcome to the 64th. From now on, you'll be working on my plane. There's a little activity planned for today, so just familiarize yourself with the Spitty and make sure it's refueled for tomorrow. Refuel the aircraft. Okay. So we're going to take a look at the Spitty here. What do we got? If we take the 3, and we can kind of take a look around here. We got it's kind of like a tail skid, tail wheel. Fine, okay. But that's not a compression leg or anything. They don't consider that a tail skid. No, they do not. Okay. So that's what we got here. A tail wheel. Anything else we can change? Check around here. We used to be able to check the hood. Nope, we don't check the hood. Oh, I need to get in here like this. So we don't check these? Still doesn't seem like there's much here for us to check. Okay, so we'll break off of here. We're going to come around here. Of course, we got main landing gear, wheel left, pristine. No compression legs or anything for us to check out? No, doesn't seem like it. So wheel right. So we got left and right there. Here's our propeller. All right. Okay. Am I standing up or am I crouching? I am standing up. Okay. So, propeller blade assembly. We've got our spinner, which is pristine. Starboard cowling. Exhaust B, exhaust A, exhaust C, top engine cowling. Bottom engine cowling. All right, that's going to be the air intake there. So we got exhaust cowling over here. Fine, fine. And then we've got no cowling on this side. So there's only one side you can get to. Can we open some and take a look? Oh, we got to unbolt a lot of stuff. Okay. just want to see what the engine looks like. Since we have this opportunity, you know. Okay. Supercharger. Wheel case. What else we got in here? The starboard cylinder block assembly. How big is this? Starboard cylinder block. So what is it, like a V12? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it looks like maybe there's 6 cylinders on this side. All right, what else we got over here? 3. Supercharger, wheel case, starboard magneto, lower ignition wires, starboard cylinder block, cylinder head. We don't seem to be getting into that other. Here's the starter. Yeah, we don't. There's the magneto. Okay, but this stuff here, we don't seem to be concerning ourselves with. We can't inspect it or anything. So, okay. If we remove the bottom engine cowling, what is that going to show us? Alright, now if we hit 3, the coolant dump is fine. It's the engine starter. Where's the fuel pump? There's the fuel pump there. The port engine cowling. I thought there should be one over here. For some reason it wouldn't let me open it. Maybe it's inaccessible until you take the bottom off. Alright, so 3. What do we got here? The suppressor. Alright. The generator. Port cylinder block. Port magneto. The oil filter. Okay. Where's the pressure filter? Fuel filter is over here as well. Port cylinder head. Upper ignition wire. Coolant out. Induction manifold. Hydraulic pump. Rocker cover. Okay, so this has got a lot more stuff to it. That's for sure. Coolant tank. Production gear cover. More than likely we're going to wind up having to tear these down in 20 minutes too. Alright, well let's go ahead and we'll put the cowling back on. The fuel bogey is waiting for us, so we're going to have to get to that. I'm sorry for the way that worked out. I mean, I did not realize that was going to be the last Tiger Moth mission. Otherwise, I would have kept the camera rolling. I would have kept the video rolling. I mean, but unfortunately, I was so irate. I was so difficult trying to tear that thing all the way down and then rebuild it all the way up in 20 minutes. So let's detach. Let's get over to the fuel bogey and we'll see what we need to do here to fill her up. Okay. I just wanted to see where it was. Okay. We're gonna fuel her up. Do I gotta fill both tanks or what? I'm assuming I haven't heard the timpani of completion. Okay. There we go. There goes the fuel bogey. Check it out. There you go. Okay. All right. Okay. Refuel the aircraft. Perfect job. All right. 909. Let's go continue career. All right, our first actual job on the Spitty. Tips: the Merlin is a water-cooled engine, which means that from time to time you'll need to refill the coolant. To do so, first get access to the header tank, which is at the front of the engine, and unscrew the cap. Unscrew the cap. Then pick up one of the canisters near the wall to fill it up. Okay. This says, another boring patrol. Please check the coolant. The engine was overheating very quickly on full power. Refill the coolant and refuel the aircraft. Okay. So, we know this is a jack. I'm assuming? Pick up the can of coolant. Okay. So they said we need to gain access to the top of the engine, which means I think we need this ladder. I didn't mean to go up the ladder. We need this ladder. We're gonna go put it over here. Because we need to gain access to the top of the engine according to what they said. All right, so coolant tank.
No.
Coolant tank cap. So glad that guy's still around. You know, I'd hate for him. Oh, I didn't mean to walk out onto the wing. All right, so then I need to pick up one of these, and we're gonna go back. Okay. How exactly do I fill this? Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, hold on. Minimum, maximum. I think we fill it to the max, right? Okay. So now we will go back. We're gonna go take this back. How do I get rid of it? Is there some place to put this when I'm done with it? How do I get rid of this though? Alright, it won't let me do anything. How do I get rid of this can? As far as I can go. Is there a way to just put this thing down? I would like to put this thing down now. There we go. I don't know what I did. I just was walking around and it was pressing the space button. Yeah, because it wouldn't let me put the cowl back on while I was holding the canister. So you do need to figure out how to put the canister down in order for that to happen. Okay. We are now going to disconnect. We're going to pick up this ladder. And we're going to put it right there so it's out of the way. We're going to get the fuel bogey. And gas her up. Okay, well, I feel really bad. That I didn't record it. And ultimately I didn't even finish the job to 100%. I guess I think what I didn't do is I don't think I tightened the right magneto to the pressure filter, so I got knocked for that. But we're working on Spiddies now, so refuel the coolant, refuel the aircraft. Okay. Coolant filled over max. Some parts may get damaged. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so it's filled over max. We only got a good job, not a perfect job. Okay. Peter Calamy, order number 03225, short patrol over Hastings. Notice some faint knocking sounds from the engine. Please check what's wrong. Fix the engine knocking sounds, refill the coolant, and refuel the aircraft. Check the knocking sounds from the aircraft. Okay. Oh, will it make the knocking sounds if I rotate the propeller? I don't think so, right? No. Alright, so knocking sounds coming from the engine. this should be interesting. Knocking sounds coming from the engine. I'm not familiar with this type of engine, but we're gonna go ahead. I'm thinking cylinder, crankshaft maybe. Okay, so here's the engine here. It's a V12, which I believe it's a V12, right? Got upper and lower ignition wires. Maybe it's only a V8. All right, so let's grab our examine mode. Rocker arm cover is fine. Coolant pipe is fine. Upper ignition wires are fine. I think we're going to have to pull the rocker covers, because that's where we're knocking sound may come from. Induction manifolds, so those are like intake manifolds. What if we check the cylinder heads? There's one, that one's fine. Air compressor and the hydraulic pump. Pristine. It's not going to be the exhaust, but we might as well check it. You never know. Magneto is fine. The supercharger wheel case. Okay. Knocking sound coming from the engine. What about the generator? Okay. Oil filter. Where's the fuel filter? There it is, right there. Okay. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to pull the rocker covers and we'll take a look. Okay. We'll see if we can nail this one down and then we'll probably call it. This is a weird one. I know, it's a weird one. I don't know if it'll ever see the light of day or not, but... Alright, so there's our rocker cover off. Here's our port rocker mechanism. That works. Valve. Oops. Oops, we gotta get in closer. Oop. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, V12. We got a damaged valve right there. Is that the only one, or? Alright, so now we have to figure out how to replace a valve on this side. Okay, so that's that. One, we want to remove this port rocker mechanism. And it has a bunch of screws. Okay. Again, I'm waiting. I'm just waiting on bolts. Does take a while though. Okay, so now if we go back to 3, we can see this one here is the damaged one. So we're going to go back to 1. Whoop, 1. And we're going to pull this. What? Does anybody else know what just happened? I looked away for a second and it told me nope. But then it said, then it came out. So it was like, what does that mean? All right, so okay, so that's part of that. All right, so let's go and I think we're going to requisition, but let's take a look on the bench just in case. Yeah, we got to go and requisition a new one. We'll requisition a new one. We need a new valve. Thank you. Okay, task completed. Fix the knocking noise. That was it. All right, so here we go. Whole bunch of bolts. Right here. Yeah, got those 2. Coming back for that one. Okay, I'll put the port rocker cover back on. So I think we got to refill the coolant, and then we've got to fill the gasser up, and then I think we'll be done with this mission. So cool. We're on the Spitties. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more, intense. There's a lot more to these engines than there were to the Tiger Moss. But I think as long as we take our time, and hopefully we'll have time. I mean, there are still timed missions out there, and I'm hoping we can pick up a little bit more time. Maybe do get a level up or something, and maybe pick up a little bit more time on those missions. I think I've already picked up 5 minutes, but I would love to get another 5 more if I could. All right, so there we are. Oh, we do need to. We need to refill the cooling, right? Yeah, refill the coolant. So we do have to go back up here, and we're going to have to pull this cowling again. Okay. Whoop, I didn't mean to do that. Thank you. Okay, now we don't want to go past the max. We may need a couple of things of coolant here. This one's okay, so that one's empty. All right, so they do go empty. Now we don't want to go past max because we saw before we got kind of a we got in a little trouble for that last time. So this one's empty already. Do I put another one in there or no? I think we're between min and max. I think that's probably good enough, right? Says a plane mechanic in a wartime situation, it's never good enough. You always want to make sure that they're overly prepared because, you know, if your pilot happens to run into something out there, the last thing you want them doing is overheating. So that's my feeling on that. And we also have to refuel. Okay. Let the fuel bogey go. There you go, man. Out you go, out you get. Alright, so we got a couple things done here. Nothing too fancy. What is this part? Anybody know what that part is? Alright, so let's go ahead and sign off on that. Fix the engine knocking sound, refill the coolant, refuel the aircraft, checks. Perfect job. Alright. Come on, baby. Get up over 1,000. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. 973. Let's do one more. I want to get over 1,000. I want to level up. Check all the spark plugs and refuel the aircraft. Okay. What number is that? Order number 03236. Peter Calamy. Escorting recon plane to the coast. No hunt on the way or on RTB. Please check the spark plugs while you're at it. I think one might be misfiring. Okay. I don't know if I really need that though. I'm being completely honest with you. All right. No. So, I'm gonna start with me today. Okay, I think what they're trying to tell me is I have to take off the top engine cowling. Okay, because we've got ignition wires here.
No. No.
Why?
No, sir.
Does that make any sense to anybody?
No.
Oh, okay. So you want me to take off this other side. Okay. And we all know, of course, that I should be able to take those spark plugs off without taking this side of the I should be able to take those off without having to pull this cowling off. These are just plugs. Okay, so we've got, actually what we could do is examine mode. So 3, we're going to examine these. Spark plug is fine. There's a second one here. Oop. Nope, nope, nope. That one is damaged. Of course it is, because it's the hard one to get to. Alright, so we got another one here. Pristine. We got one here. Fine. Fine. And then we got one more here. Damage. Okay, we're going to pull those two. And the other one was there. Can I get over there? Alright, so we want to go 1, and we're going to pull that spark plug. And jump down, go requisition a couple of new spark plugs. Spark plug 2. Alright, and those spark plugs are actually on this side. So we're going to go in here. We're going to go to assemble mode. We got a spark plug to put in there. Yeah, we can go ahead and connect that. Actually, we can. Are they all connected? They're not all connected. Okay. There's another one over here somewhere. But it won't let me. Let me kind of. All right, what happened there? Did it reconnect these spark plugs on its own? Because I didn't do that, did I? No, and they're not connected. So if I go 2, nope. What? Where am I? Why am I here? What is this? What's going on? All right. The big question I have is, does that seem weird to anybody else? That those spark plug wires are still disconnected? And yet, I can't, every time I go to try and reconnect them.
No, sir.
That seems like maybe a glitch or something. Because I shouldn't be able to put this back on with those wires still disconnected, but I cannot connect those wires because it won't let me. As soon as I go to reassemble mode, it covers it with the ghosted image of the cowling. So I can no longer select those spark plug wires to reattach, and yet if you look at it, they're not attached. Refuel the aircraft. So let's see what happens here. Okay. All right. One more done. Spitfire. Okay. Check all spare spark plugs, which I don't think we did. Refuel. Not all parts properly were screwed in. Some parts may get damaged. Lower ignition wire. 1 spark plug. But it wouldn't let me. How am I supposed to do it if you won't let me access it after I make the repair? Do I have to, maybe I have to remove the whole thing, right? And then reinstall it. Maybe that's the case. Refill the coolant, refuel the aircraft, and refill the oil tank. Okay, got called to intercept some bombers, but they got away before we showed up. Please check all the fluids before the next flight. You've got it, Peter. We are on this, man. We are on this, although I'm not really sure where I need to go to refill the oil, but I think I have an idea. All right, so there's the oil tank cap. Okay. We gotta go get the oil bogey. Oil service. All right, we'll refill the oil. Okay. This is a little bit difficult to see where that line is. I'm going to try and get up close to max. There we go. All right, you hear that sound, right? Problem is, I'm the one who's holding. I'm the one that's holding the stupid thing, right? All right, so there we go. So that's that. I think we can put the cowling back on because we don't need that. We need the top one off for the coolant, but we don't need this one off. Okay. Let's go get the ladder. We're taking the ladder. We're going to bring the ladder over here. We're going to grab some coolant. We're going to go up the ladder. Actually, we need to put the coolant back. Because first things first, we have to take the cowling off. Gotta take the cowling off first. Now we've got it. Okay. There we go. Refill the coolant. Space. Alright, well, he's not doing too bad with this coolant. Ooh, alright. Okay. Put the cap back on. Drop that over there. Button this up. All right. Last but not least, we got to refuel. Okay. All right. So we're not doing too bad. Not too bad yet. We haven't gotten into too many complicated things, and I'm sure we're going to wind up getting back into a situation where we're going to need to be inspected, so we're going to have to try and tear this engine apart in a minimum amount of time, which will be even harder than it was with the Tiger Moth. All right. And hopefully this will get us up over 1,000. All right. It is pitch out there, man. There is nothing out there. All right. So here's our Spitty. We'll check our refill the coolant, fuel the aircraft, and refill the oil. We did that. Check. 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 Perfect job. All right, we're up over 1,000, folks. Let's see what this will net us here. If we continue our career, all right. We have 3 skill points. 2 assistants. An additional assistant allows you to automatically remove 3 screws at a time. How much does that cost? Is that 1? Yes, that's only 1. Okay. We have maintenance specialist with specialist knowledge about individual parts. The on-site repairs will be much easier now. We have good connections. A couple of bottles of brandy sent to the right people ensured that you're always first in line for fuel and spare parts. On all tasks with time limits, you have an additional 10 minutes. Ooh, that I want really badly. Oil system specialist. Begin an expert on oil systems means you only need to glance at its parts to locate the problem. Coolant system specialist. As a specialist on engine cooling systems, you don't need to check every part to locate the problem. Oh, okay, so this speeds things up. Valve system specialist. Many hours spent working with valves and rocker mechanisms allows you quickly find faulty ones. Deep knowledge about fuel systems means you'll always know exactly which parts need fixing. Quick look at the pistons is enough to evaluate their status. And then ignition system specialist. As an expert on ignition systems, you don't need to check every spark plug to know which one isn't working. All right, so the first thing I want... Okay, the first thing I would definitely want the good connections. I want that. I think we should get the first one of this just because. And then, so we've gotten the first level of everything. 3 screws at a time is helpful. As a maintenance expert, fixing parts is as easy as pie. Okay. So that's about repairing parts. Specialist knowledge about individual parts. The on-site repairs will be much easier now. Okay, cool. That means, I think that means that'll slow down the extra 10 minutes is going to be cool. Oil system. So far to date, I have not run into a lot of oil system problems. Coolant system. This is the Spitfire is the first plane with a cooling system, so I'm not real sure how that's going to be. Many hours spent working with valves and rocker mechanisms allow you to quickly find the faulty ones. This may be, I mean, we did have that one valve, but we saw how many valves there are, and that was just one side. There's still the complete other side. I think that one may be the most beneficial right now, just for right now. Deep knowledge of the fuel systems. Right now, the only thing in the fuel system that I know of is carburetor or throttle and fuel filter. So there's only two. Again, as far as I know, those are the only two. And the same thing with the oil system. That could be the pressure filter too. Oil filter and pressure filter may be included in that. I'm not sure. Piston specialist. A quick look at the pistons is enough to evaluate their status. Again, that's another one. A lot of pistons, so being able to evaluate them quickly. This one, being able to evaluate this one. Same thing with the spark pluggers. There's a lot of spark plugs. It's kind of hard to get in to evaluate them, to see them, you know. So I think I'm going to go with the ignition specialist. An expert on ignition systems. You don't need to check every spark plug to know which one isn't working. We're going to go with that, I think. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more. Again, we won't be able to see what these do, but I think it's the same thing. We go from 2 screws at a time, 3 screws, 4 screws, 5 screws at a time. So unless they go up exponentially, but I don't think they do, because 1 to 2, and then 2 to 3. So it just went up once. Okay. All right. So I think I'm good with that. I'm comfortable with that. We'll take that. All right. Oh, check pistons and rings. Of course. Intercepted a group of 88S attacking our shipping at Eastbourne. The lead got one, but they ran away before I could catch up. Check the pistons this time. I think I over-revved the engine in the pursuit. Check the piston and rings, refill the coolant, and refill the aircraft. Okay.